for refusing to live with my rich biological dad, who showed up after 19 years, even though he's offering my adoptive father $1 million. I-19F was abandoned by my mom when I was 9. She left me with my aunt, promising to come back when she saved up enough money. But she never did. Shortly after, a man named John 39 meters, who had gone on a blind date with my mom weeks before, came to my aunt's place and suggested I stay with him. John is a single dad with a daughter my age, and it made sense for me to live with him instead of my aunt, so I did. John has been my father ever since, and he raised me like his own. Now 10 years later, I'm a varsity volleyball player, living happily with John and his daughter Rachel. My mom never came back and I moved on. But then a man named Nicholas showed up at one of my volleyball games, claiming to be my biological father. Here's the thing. Nicholas knew my mom was pregnant with me back then, but said he wasn't ready to take responsibility. He admitted that he walked away from my mom and me because he didn't want the burden of fatherhood. Nicholas went on to marry a wealthy woman, but they never had kids. Now her family is trying to take over his estate. Since he has no heir, and suddenly he's desperate to reconnect with me, he wants me to move in with him and offer John $1 million as a thank you for raising me. But there's a catch. Nicholas insists I cut all ties with John and live with him full-time. He's framing it like he wants to make up for lost time, but it feels more like he's trying to secure his wealth and legacy. John and I had a long conversation about it. He was calm, but I could tell he was worried. John told me that he loved me like his own daughter, and though he didn't want to sway my decision, he hoped I wouldn't go with Nicholas. He didn't want me to feel like I had to leave just because of the money, and he made it clear that no amount of money could change how he feels about me. He said he's proud of the life we built together and that it would break his heart to see me walk away just because Nicholas is throwing his wealth around. Nicholas, on the other hand, keeps pressuring me. He showed up at John's house with a lawyer, trying to push this deal forward. John kicked them out, saying I wasn't some bargaining chip to be traded for money. But Nicholas hasn't backed off. He keeps calling and texting, telling me I'll regret it if I don't come with him. Especially since John has been struggling financially. He's trying to make me feel guilty, saying I could have a luxurious life and give John financial relief if I just agreed to live with him. I feel torn. The money could change John's life and help him with all the financial strain he's been under. But I don't want to leave the only real family I've known for a man who abandoned me when I was born. Some of my friends say I'd be foolish not to take Nicholas's offer, that I could help John insecure my future. Others say it would be a betrayal to John, who raised me without asking for anything in return. And deep down, I feel like Nicholas doesn't really care about me. He just needs an heir to protect his wealth. So I for refusing to live with my biological dad, even though he's offering $1 million to the man who raised me and a life of luxury to me.